prior to today, we have talked about vertex form, both of absolute value and of quadratics. If you remember from last class, it looks like this. Standard form is f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. You've probably seen it before. If the a value, though, is the same a value as you would have in vertex form, so that if the a is positive, it opens up. If the a value is negative, it opens down, because that a value is still what makes it reflect. Let's see. The a value still determines if it gets wider or narrower, but that's pretty much all you can get just by looking at it, and then everything else you have to solve for. So here's some important information. The axis of symmetry is negative b over 2a. And to get the vertex, you'll take that x value and you'll plug it back in. And then the last information here that would be important is the y-intercept is c. We don't use that a ton, but it is kind of a fun fact there. Whatever your c value is your y-intercept. So to find the vertex in standard form, you have to use the formula from above. X equals negative b over 2a. That'll get you your axis of symmetry, and then you'll plug it back in. Okay, so can you look at number 1 for me? We'll do this first one together. A is negative 2. B is the number in front of x, which is 4. And C is the constant that is alone, negative 5. The A value is still what's going to determine if it opens up or down. Do you see a negative? Right there. And so that means that, yes, it does reflect and open down. Okay. Onward we go. So now we're going to do this negative b over 2a thing and figure out your axis of symmetry. So x equals negative b over 2a. What is b? 4. So you're doing negative 4 over, or divided by, that's what this actually is, 2 times negative 2. So I'm getting that from my a value of negative 2. Okay, this is just multiplication on the bottom, so you're doing negative 4 divided by negative 4, which is 1. So this is your axis of symmetry of 1, meaning x equals 1 is my axis of symmetry. So I'll just write that down. Axis of symmetry is x equals 1. Okay, at this point, you take that value. This is just like systems of equations. We've done this before. Where do I put that 1 back in the equation? Which spot does it go in? It takes the x spot. So I can put it back in here, where x is, because we're trying to figure out the y value of the vertex. So I say y equals negative 2, but instead of x, I'm going to write this all out first. Sorry, I don't have to switch pens a million times. Instead of x, I'll put 1. So where I see an x, I'm just replacing. This would be something, if you can do it in your head, that would be fantastic. If you need to use a calculator, that's fine too. I know that 1 squared is 1. So it's negative 2 times 1 is a negative 2. 4 times 1 is 4. And then minus 5. So negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. Positive 2 minus 5 is negative 3. If you can do it in your head, that's great. If you're typing it in a calculator, then you would be typing in this section in a calculator. Okay. So we got that the y value is negative 3, which means that my vertex, now I have it. Oops. Vertex is at 1, negative 3. So we're going to draw a little picture, because it's asking us also for the domain and range in the axis of symmetry. So axis of symmetry is 1. That's your x value of your vertex. It opens down, so we'll draw a little picture. Oh, that wasn't very pretty. That's a little bit better. Okay. Should probably fan out more, but that's all right. Opens down, your vertex is at the top at 1, -3. We know the domain is the same every single time. Domain is all real numbers. If you want to say that a different way, like -infinity to +infinity, that's fine. Pick one, you don't have to list them both. And then the range, okay, is the one that you need to be careful with, right? What's the low boundary? Infinity, and then it goes up and up and up, and it stops right here. Which number do I care about? -3. You need the y value. Thank you. So my range goes from, or you can just use r. You could write it as y values less than or equal to -3, or you could say -infinity to -3 with a bracket. Again, you don't have to say both. Pick one. Either is good. You do not see an a value. What is it then? 1. So there's your a. 1. B is 6. C is 3. Which way does that open? Up or down? Opens up because you don't have a negative sign on the a value. Okay, so it'll be facing up like a smiley face. And so now we'll do -b over 2a. We'll go a little bit faster this time. -b over 2a. So that is -6 is what I'm trying to write here. It's on a b, it's a 6. -6 over 2 times 1. -6 divided by 2. So you have -3 for the x value of your vertex. To get my y value, where do I put this -3? Back in. X. So it takes this spot. So we'll write our equation again like the exact same way, but instead of putting x, we'll put -3. So sorry, this is our axis of symmetry. I should say that. My axis of symmetry is x equals -3. That's where we're plugging back in. Y equals, I'm going to do the parentheses first and then I'll go back. So it's, color coordinated. Okay. So -3 takes the place of x. And you can evaluate that. You can either do it in your head or you can use a calculator. I do not mind either way. What's -3 squared? 9. So then plus 6 times -3, so that's -18. Plus 3. This should get me, let's see, 9 minus 18 is -9. -9 plus 3 should give me -6. Okay, I'm going to show this on a calculator just because I didn't for the last one. If you're typing this in a calculator, or maybe you're just not so awesome with mental math, you know yourself. This would be what I would type in the calculator, okay? So then I would go to Desmos, and I would actually, or you can just go to your calculator. You don't need to use Desmos. But if you don't have a calculator, you can use Desmos. So the vertex is at -3, -6. And we know the domain is the same as always. What is it? Okay, so you can say that with the phrase, or you can do -infinity to +infinity. The range, where does it start? -6. It's this value. -6 to +infinity. So range in brackets, -6, because of the closed circle there. Infinity sign with parentheses. You use the bracket because you have a closed circle at the vertex. Since A is +3, it opens up. You should see that on your graph, right? You see it opens up. You can always use decimals to check your work to see if you're doing things right. So now we'll do -b over 2a. Yes, I do expect you to show this work. Even though we know our vertex is already at 1, -2. So that means that as you do this work, you should know what you should get. All right, I have a b value of -6. So when I have negative b, what do you think I should put? +6. So really what that means is change the sign over 2 times 3a. Okay, so 6 divided by 6, or we get 1 again. Okay, is that right? Click on your vertex if you've forgotten. Your vertex is at 1, -2. So we've done the axis of symmetry correctly, so that's good. So we know that already. So the axis of symmetry is at x equals 1. Now we take that 1, and we've done this twice now already. Where do I put it? You put it in for x. So this one I'll write a little bit differently because it's f of x and not a y. To get my output, I do f of 1. So instead of x, again, I'll put my parentheses first, and then I'll go back. I'm putting a 1 in that spot. Okay, and you could type this all in to a calculator to figure it out, like this part right here. Or you can do the mental math, or piece by piece, like 1 squared is 1, 3 times 1 is 3, 6 times 1 is 6. So I'm doing 3 minus 6, which is -3 plus 1. This might be shocking to you. It's -2. Is that what you have on Desmos? So as long as you've typed everything in right and written everything down right, you should have the vertex and should know what you're going to end up with, but you have to show that work. So the vertex we know now is at, well, we already knew, but now we're officially sure here is at 1, -2. You have to show this work. If you're on like a test or something, I expect to see this part. So the -b over 2a and plugging back in. You also have to have a table. Because remember, the points it gives you on Desmos are not always very pretty. This one gives you like 1.86 or something. We don't love that. So, just like last week, if you've forgotten, let's remind ourselves. You get a table. Where does the vertex go in the table? It would make sense to put it in the middle because it's in the middle of the graph. So it goes, I'm trying to draw a nice arrow, and it's looking really not awesome. Okay, 1, -2. Goes in the middle, and you're choosing numbers around it, like that would be on a number line. So if you look at your number line, you've got 1 right there. I would choose 2, 3, and 0, -1. So the 2 numbers on either side. You have to have a table. If you don't have full table, this is like a test or a quiz, no, you don't get full points. Because a table is where you're getting your points from. Okay, I'm going to show the long way again. We've been plugging x values in to get y values. Same thing here. I'm going to plug in my x values of 2 and 3 to get what my y values are. So if I want to do 2 and 3. So we'll take 2 now, and I'm going to plug it in. So f of 2, again, I'm going to do the parentheses first, so then I'll go back. So we're just plugging in our x values to get some more y values. This time we're using 2. 2 squared is 4, so that would be 12 minus 12 plus 1, or 1. Okay, so there's my value here. And because it is a parabola, that should reflect over, and this one should also have the same y value. Okay, we'll do one more. You just have to do one more because it reflects over, right? So now we'll do the next y value, same process. We're using 3. F of 3 is 3 times 3. Oh, I was going to do it in blue. 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 1. Again, you can use mental math, or you can use a calculator. That would be 9 times 3, so 27, minus 18, plus 1, or 10. Okay, so these are your values you would get. So at 3, it's at 10. It should reflect back over the axis of symmetry, and at -1, it should also be 10. Okay, so take your 5 points and graph them, the vertex in the middle, the other 4 points around it. I do always expect to see 5 points, unless for some reason they don't fit on the grid. And really, this should be pretty doable because you have a Desmos to check your work on all of these. There's my parabola, and please make sure it's actually a curve to the best of your ability and not a V. Domain is the same. It's all real numbers, so that's a symbol for all real numbers, by the way. The range. Where does the range start? What y value does it start at? 2, and then it goes up to infinity. So you could say y values greater than or equal to -2, or if you prefer it this way, brackets at -2 to infinity. Okay, and we want increasing and decreasing. Remember, this is like the roller coaster or the water slide kind of thing. It is increasing on the right side from the x values of 1 to infinity. It is decreasing on the left side from -infinity to 1. Another way to write that, you could say x value is greater than 1 or x value is less than 1. We'll do more practice with that as the week goes on, but I want to make sure I give you time to work.